Justin. So today I'm going to talk to you about XRP. Full disclosure, I own XRP and I'm glad I own it, even though it is kind of not doing too impressive right now. Before we get started, I'd like to point out I am not a financial advisor, so anything I say should not be construed as investment or financial advice. That would be a big mistake. All right, now that we got that out of the way, let's get started. And by the way, I'm recording on a laptop and my mic is not the best, so it is what it is, but the information here that I'd like to present, I believe, is more important than the audio, and the audio works, so let's get started. All right, so as you can see, there's some basic fundamental concepts that XRP does, or chart in the chart. We see through historical data that it goes up, makes a peak, it comes down, it goes flat, it goes up again. Here we see it go up here, comes back down, it goes flat, and then it goes up. So we can say that XRP goes up, we can say that XRP goes back down, we can say that XRP goes flat. And if we zoom back to the very kind of beginning of XRP back here in 2013, November 2013, we see that it's also has the same features. It goes up, comes back down, goes flat, goes up again, it comes back down, it goes flat, and so on and so forth. What I would like to do in this video is show you the fundamental characteristics that tend to repeat with XRP. And by the end of this video, I hopefully will make a case to show where we are at in the grand cycle. Okay, so if you focus and examine the crashing pattern of this rise up, and then it kind of works its way down to an eventual capitulation point, you'll see that there is a common theme. So I would like to talk to you today about this crashing structures theme. The way I'm going to do this is I'm going to label it. Anything going up is 1, 2, 3. Things going down are A, B, C. And sideways is 1, 2, 3. All right. And I've already done the work, so I'm not going to take too much time here. But there's some important things to kind of examine. So a typical move upward, you'll have 1. It does a little correction here. 2, another little correction here. 3 makes a peak, and then the decline begins. So it falls down. Usually, this fall down is sometimes it's usually there and then it comes back up, but sometimes it's not. So in this case, it falls down, it comes back up. I label that A right here. So hopefully you can see it clearly. So the first pullback from the fall is I label A, and then it continues to crash. Again, it does it again right here, label it B, C, continues to do it, D, E, all the way down to the capitulation point where it comes up a little and then comes to the capitulation point, and I call this F. So there are certain characteristics with these crashing structures or parts of the greater fractal that I want you to become familiar with. So A is, like I said, sometimes there, sometimes it's not. B, it's kind of straightforward. It comes up, it goes down. C can be the same sometimes, and it's going to be expressed slightly different every time. D is there's a unique feature. So C comes down and it does this drop right here, and then it comes back up and it goes kind of back down. E does the same thing. It has this kind of drop. I'm going to label this whole thing right here as a drop and comes right back up. So both D and E sometimes, especially E, it creates like a bowl almost right here, and then it drops. Now F sometimes can be more vertical like this, sorry, horizontal, where it comes up and then it goes flat kind of and then down. Sometimes this whole entire fractal is more on a sloping vertical axis, so F would be more vertical. In this case, you have a nice horizontal portion to it. So that, my friends, is the basic anatomy, if you will, of an XRP decline. It goes from A to F. Sometimes A is not included, so it'd be from, in that case, B to F. But usually all these parts are here, and sometimes it's played out in a more vertical fashion like this, where it goes straight down and then kind of near the end it levels out. Sometimes it crashes, goes back up and goes horizontal more and then down. So the way it's expressed is unique sometimes in different situations. After the decline, it goes flat. And this flat part, I'm not going to get into it today, but it also is comprised of three main patterns or fractals that must be completed before it moves back up again. So here we see that the pattern again repeats. It goes up. Let's throw on the analysis of it. Here, let me delete this. Start again. So here we have the move up. Here's A, it pulls back. Here's B. Let me see if I can zoom in and get a clearer picture for you guys. So B here, it falls from A, bounces back up, comes back down. C again. D, remember I told you it does like a bowl type thing. So here we have it again, comes back down. E as well, here it's not that clear. It comes down, comes back up, goes down into F. F has this little part up and then the eventual capitulation. So all the parts are there. And if you want to compare B to, here's those three fractals that I talked to you about that we can get into in another video. But if you compare the different, so B to B, you'll see the similarities exist. Like look at C, how it goes up at an angle, goes down, it goes up at an angle, goes down. D has this kind of bowl right here. Here it's a little played out a little different, but it's still there. E, the same concept. And let's bring E over here, the same bowl concept right here. And then finally F, little push up, and then the capitulation, the push up, followed by the capitulation. So we see that this pattern has been repeating. So this is all the way back in 2013 and 14. Here's 2015. Again, it does the flat. It travels flat. It has to travel flat before it goes to its next push up. So after this next push up here, it repeats on a much more grander scale. And so this right here actually is the same concept, just in a smaller scale. Again, it repeats the same thing over here. And I'm not going to fully get into it. I'm trying to go fast. I don't want to make this video too long. But again, it goes up, has all the parts to it. If there's interest, we can go, if you guys want to, we can take a video and just study this a bit more. But again, the same parts of the fractal. Remember the E where it's the bowl, the D where it's the bowl as well. And then it goes down into the capitulation right here. You have F where it here barely goes up, and then it finally capitulates right there at the bottom. So we see that repeated. And then let's go to where we are currently. So where we are currently, so you have the move up. Here you have A. It crashes, comes back up, creates a B, goes back up, goes down, goes back up. Here it's traveling more horizontal for a while, and then you kind of get a slower stair step type decline. But again, so B, C, D, there's the bowl right there. E, it goes down, comes back up, does another bowl type thing for E, and F. So right now we are working on F. So that tells you where we are in the grand cycle. So what's going to happen is we are going to go through a sideways period of time. Now let me give you something interesting to think about. And let's go back to the beginning over here. So yes, I am saying that the bull run for XRP is likely over. And I don't say that with a happy heart. I am an XRP holder, so but I am comfortable with the concept that the XRP bull run is over for this season. But let me give you something to look forward to. So here is we see it goes up nice and high, it comes crashing down, goes sideways, it goes up again. This time right here, it did not go as high or higher than this first one up. I believe this is a pattern at play, and eventually what happens, it goes flat again after this smaller one, and then we get this mega one, which it goes up here, does a small version of the whole thing I just pointed out, and then that's right here. It does a small version of what I pointed out, the whole crashing structure sideways, and then it goes on to this mega one. So if you were to take this fractal right here and copy and paste this onto where we are at today, and I did it for you to save time. So if you were to copy and paste, and I'm going to have to shrink this because this pattern is big. So I basically took that pattern where it goes up, goes flat, goes back up again, not quite as high. I'm going to move this to the week because it gets really hard to see. So if we continue to this pattern and it plays out in this proportion, and I can't guarantee that it's doing this or that it's going to go to this proportion, but eventually, I mean, you're going to be up in the first one to the 20s and this one close to $200. I am not here to tell you that this is what's going to happen in the future, but I believe there's a good chance that something similar to this is at play with XRP. As you can see, it actually aligns quite nicely. The first one up, the second one up. All I did is I adjusted for height. I brought it to this height and time. So I aligned this with this. I didn't have to align this because it already fit. So we may be in for a long stretch of kind of sideways movement, but eventually, I believe if this pattern plays out, there's a nice reward coming down the pike. Now, I don't know when that will happen. Time is something I don't know how to predict. It could be more than this flat area here. It could be less. I don't know. Also, I don't know how high. It could be more than this. It could be less. Same goes for the very peak at the top. It's speculative, so take it or leave it. We'll see. Time will tell eventually, but I believe there is a good chance that something like this is at play. So to sum up, folks, you can see where we are at in the grand cycle. This was the bull run for this season, and we're probably not going to make newer highs for a while. We're probably going to go into something like this for a time, and eventually sunny days will come and we will make new highs eventually, likely. Anyways, I am so glad you were able to tune into this video. I make videos like this on a regular basis, so if you like this video, please hit the thumbs up button, the like button. You can also subscribe to this channel. I will be putting out videos like this on a regular basis. I hope this has brought some level of clarity. It's an examination of the chart through fractals and the structure of the chart. So hit that subscribe button if you did find value in it, and I hope you catch my next video. You can also follow me on Twitter at Chart Historian. Have a great day, and bye for now.